it's me, Fizzy, and this is Slay the Princess. I am once again overjoyed to be playing a horror game. I thought we'd start on this screen because I just like the ambiance of it. Whatever horrors you may find in these dark spaces, have heart and see them through. There are no premature endings. There is no wrong decisions. There are only fresh perspectives and new beginnings. This is a love story. I love when the game starts and they're like, calm down, we're giving you lots of decisions, but don't feel like there's right or wrong, because I'm always like, am I making the right decision? Am I making the wrong decision? What's going on? So, who cares? They're my decisions, right? Oh, I love games like this. Okay, I'm not slaying this princess. I'm gonna set her free. It is a love story after all. Look at her, she looks so sad back there. I'd like all... And then I waited until the Pristine Cut came out because I just figured, why not get the full extent of slaying this princess, or not slaying this princess, right? I don't want to slay her. I love her already. This is my problem. I'm like, is there a way to not kill? Because I'll choose that. Probably get myself killed in the end anyways. Okay, I had to take a quick pause and look through the controls and all the options, because that's just what the first part of every game is the menu game, right? While I was doing that, the music took such like a stark, dark turn. The ambiance of this game is already getting to me. Like, just... I love miserable games. I love being miserable. Okay, let's go. Chapter 1, The Hero and the Princess. It's me. I'm the hero.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
Oh, look at that. Ooh, I really like that.
You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Stop one-shotting me like this. Explore the end of the world? What are you talking about? Have you considered that maybe the only reason she's going to end the world is because she's locked up? Killing a princess seems kind of bad though, doesn't it? Can't someone else do this? Forget it, I'm not doing this. Have you considered that maybe I'm okay with the world? There's so many options! Sweet, I've always wanted to off a monarch. Viva la revolution! Silently, you can be a silent protagonist. Well, let's ask some questions. I'm full of questions. What are you talking about?
I'm talking about the end of everything as we know it. No more birds, no more trees, and perhaps most problematically of all, no more people.
That's probably the least problematic.
You have to put an end to her.
But how can a prince...
Don't linger on the specifics. You have a job to do here. Just get in there and do what needs to be done. We're all counting on you.
No, you have to tell me if I'm gonna kill someone. Do you have any evidence to back this up?
Look, you're already on the path that leads to the cabin. Why would you be here if it weren't to complete a very important task? You've made it this far, you might as well reach the end of your journey.
Interesting. So we haven't been with the MC the entire... Okay. Oh, this is an interesting perspective. Have you considered that maybe the only reason she's going to end the world is because she's locked up?
While I appreciate the mental exercise, we are running up against a bit of a ticking clock. Nevertheless, let me assure you, the princess is locked up because she's dangerous. She is not dangerous because she's locked up. And before you decide to waste even more of our time by asking how I know that, let me suggest a more pragmatic lens through which to view this situation. Causality doesn't matter here, because the end result is the same no matter what led us up to this point. If the princess leaves the cabin, the world will end, and there is no changing that. It's no use arguing semantics over a metaphorical chicken or egg, because the egg is hatched and it's about to ruin everything.
Well, what if we live in the cabin together and I just bring her eggs to eat?
Unless, of course, you do your job and slay her.
Well, what if I marry her and trap her in the cabin? That sounds almost worse than death. Well, I don't know, unless she's into it. If I choose forget it, I'm not doing this, will I end the game? Have you considered that maybe I'm okay with the world ending? This narrator's snarky. He's gonna be like, then why did you go on this quest in the first place?
Of course I haven't. Why would I even consider that? Nobody wants the world to end. I mean, maybe some people do, like nihilists, or very, very evil people, but surely you're not one of those, right?
I mean... Look, I'll go into the cabin and I'll talk to her, and if she's as bad as you say she is, then maybe I'll slay her. But I'm not committing to anything until I've had the chance to meet her face to face. That seems more up my alley. Turn around and leave. Hold on, I'm gonna be defiant. Forget it, I'm not doing this.
Are you serious? No, you have to do it.
Turn around and leave.
Seriously? You're just going to turn around and leave? Do you even know where you're going?
No! Lie. Yes, I definitely... Nope.
Fine. I suppose you just quietly continue down the path away from the cabin. Good. What we're being asked to do here is wrong. Better to wash our hands of this whole situation than to take part in it. Ignore that annoying little voice, he doesn't know what he's talking about. That's strange. It looks like this path also leads to the cabin. How convenient.
How
Everything's
convenient.
back on track again. Maybe the world can still be saved after all.
Okay. Okay, I'm going into the cabin. Turn around again and leave again.
You're really keen on wasting everyone's time, aren't you? It's remarkably selfish, if you ask me. I've already outlined the stakes of the situation. If you don't do your job, everyone dies. Like, dies. Forever.
I don't care, I'm not killing a princess. Maybe everyone should die. Yeah, why did you dump me in the forest to kill someone? You're not emotionally blackmailing me into doing this.
Stakes and consequences aren't emotional blackmail. They're facts of life, and if you had an ounce of maturity, you'd understand that.
Okay, my bad. I used a little therapy speak when I shouldn't have. That's fair.
But fine. You turn around and trek back down the path you came. Would you look at that? You're at the cabin again. Now, I'm not normally one for superstition or astrology, but I have to say, it seems like the universe itself is doing its best to bring you to your fated confrontation with the princess.
Oh yeah, well I guess I'll start walking in a different direction again. In fact, I'm just gonna keep trekking through the wilderness until I find a way out of this place.
There's always a choice. Let me tell you right now that you're making the wrong one for pretty much everyone who's ever lived, as well as for everyone who ever will.
I do feel pretty selfish.
And here we go. As you trudge into the woods, something strange starts to happen. At first, it's little flickers out of the corner of your eyes. Glimpses of familiar wooden structures through the leaves. But as you focus on your surroundings, you start to realize that those flickers weren't just a trick of light. In every direction, there is a path and a cabin. And not just a cabin, the cabin. An infinite fractal of paths and cabins desperately trying to draw you back to where you need to be.
The universe sounds like it's falling apart. Oh my god.
Wait, what's going on? But you're too stubborn for that, aren't you? It doesn't matter how many paths or cabins appear around you, you're just going to do whatever you can to shirk your responsibility because you care more about irritating me than you do about the fate of the world.
Well, I'm
You've
not...
doomed us all, you know that, right? But of course you do. Otherwise you wouldn't just wander off into the forest in search of certain death. You
Don't
lose track of
chastise
just
me.
how long you spend aimlessly tromping through the wilderness. But it's not like any of that time spent lost in the woods really matters, because it isn't long before the world ends and everyone dies.
Oh, did I do that? Wait!
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
What?
You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
What is that? That looks like a wall back there. I'm getting a terrible sense of deja vu. Wait, hasn't this already happened? Yeah, but I don't know if that wall was back there last time. You aren't kidding. She actually ended the world last time, didn't she? What the hell is she? Oh, you bastard. You're in for it now. I'm wise to your tricks. But we're in chapter 2. But I died. The whole world ending. What am I doing here? See, look, those walls weren't here last time. You just can't force me to go to the cabin.
What are you talking about? I'm sure those walls have always been there. It makes sense if you think about it. If there weren't any walls in the woods, someone might have gotten lost. Or, heaven forbid, someone other than you might have stumbled onto the princess. If he doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's best to keep it that way. I don't know. I think it's more fun if he knows what we're thinking. He's like a captive audience.
Oh my gosh, we have voices in our head.
But the path to the cabin, but I'm sure there's plenty of other ways we can ruin his day. If by ruining my day you mean ruining everyone's day forever, then yes, I suppose there are plenty of ways you could pull that off. The world really did end last time, didn't it? We should be careful. For all we know, we just got lucky. The world hasn't ended yet, and you are never going to slay her with that attitude. Stuff those pathetic little voices to the back of your mind and stay focused on the task ahead.
Don't tell me what to do with my inner monologue. Lie. Yep, okay, heading to the cabin now where I'm definitely gonna slay that princess. Yeah, I get it. I'm going to the cabin. Okay, let's go.
A warning before you go any further. She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her.
I don't know.
Don't believe a word she says.
I don't believe a word you say.
If we're stuck going in there, maybe we should believe her. Maybe she isn't a liar.
That's me, I'm the contrarian.
He's just being difficult for the sake of it. Let's keep an open mind.
Okay, look at that wall. Proceed into the cabin.
The cabin interior is wrong. A confusing patchwork of many cabin interiors, all projected across what's almost the same space. But it's all shifted. An inch here, a foot there, such that the seams are never quite visible enough for the place to make any sense.
Well, look at the... Oh my god! Look at the way it shifts and you can see through the floor and it looks like there's a starry sky all around us. Oh.
The only furniture of note is a plain table, its legs all the wrong lengths, its material devoid of feature. Perched on that table is a pristine blade.
No.
The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
No.
If he wants us to take it, maybe we should just leave it to collect dust. Or better yet, grab it and throw it out the window. What good is a knife against a world-ending monstrosity anyway?
Right? James Sunderland can do it with the pillow.
No, we're taking the knife. Have you seen this place? We have literally no idea what to expect and no idea what we're dealing with. I've already told you what you're dealing with. You're dealing with a princess. How many times do I have to explain this incredibly simple and straightforward premise? You can't just say that, and when everything here is so wrong. Listen to me. My job is to describe facts as facts and to guide you through your job, which is to slay the princess and through that action, save the entire world.
I don't trust you. I don't trust... Y'all ever heard of an unreliable narrator? That,
If you're going to slay her, you cannot let fear creep into your heart. You cannot lose yourself before you even get to her. Oh, ho, ho, ho! You've piqued my interest. What's going to happen if we lose ourselves? Just
The world
ignore
will
the
end?
stressful geometry and stay calm.
I'm very calm.
How? Even if we closed our eyes, you're constantly describing it to us. I'm not going to stop doing my job, so you're just going to have to get better at yours. And quickly, if you don't mind.
Oh my god, I love...
Yes, take a
How
deep
snappy
breath.
they
I'm
are.
all for getting under his skin, but we'll miss out on loads of fun if we shrivel up into a ball and go insane the first time we see something weird.
Oh no, we'll be
What
fine.
you're seeing here is obviously real. Just accept it and go with the flow. It really isn't hard.
But wait, why? You're supposed to be contrary.
Okay, I'm fine. Good. Now, whenever you're ready, we're all waiting for you to complete a very important task.
Are these... I see, these look like stones, like... Oh god. Like, this wall is made of, like, cobblestone. This one of wood. This one's a log cabin. There's more wood on this side, but it's built in a different direction. These are really large bricks. Smaller bricks here. It looks like on this side, the floor's decaying and it's made out of stone, and maybe there's some, like, tree roots coming. Oh my gosh. This is... Okay. You didn't say anything about the mirror on the wall. Yeah, right? Approach the mirror.
You walk up to the wall next to the basement door. It's a wall. There isn't much to see here. What are you talking about? This isn't a wall. It's a mirror. Or at least it'll be a mirror once we wipe off that layer of grime.
Wipe the mirror clean.
You reach forward and rub your hand against the cabin
I'm
wall.
a lizard person!
I hope you know how ridiculous you look right now.
Yes.
But there was a mirror a second ago. And now it's gone. You know that taking the mirror away from us isn't going to change things, right? We'll find it again, and then we'll see whatever it is that you don't want us to see.
What if I'm like the cabin? What if I'm cobbled together? Like, what if I got a lizard person arm and like a Vulcan ears and like a Cardassian forehead? Okay, let's take
You
the
take
blade.
the blade from the table. It would be difficult to slay the princess.
I
and
didn't
save
say
the
I was
world
going to
without
use
a
it to
weapon.
slay her. What if I want to, like, roast a weenie over a fire and I need a stick-like appendage to do it?
Fine, you took the knife, but you really shouldn't hold it like that.
Like what? Oh, I can see it in my hand, in the cursor.
How are we supposed to hold it?
Oh, my cursor has been my hand the whole time. That's... Oh, and my hand looked like a lizard hand. Oh my gosh. Oh.
The other way, thumb at the bottom, will look much cooler and more serious if we hold it with our thumb at the bottom. It really doesn't matter how you hold the blade, as long as you have it. Just make a choice.
Well, I want to hold it the
You
cool
switch
way.
your grip on the blade. Congratulations.
Oh,
Yes! Isn't this so much better?
yes.
Okay, fine. You're right. This does look a lot better. It really doesn't matter. Just get on with it and deal with the princess already.
throw the blade out the window? What if I throw it out this window and it flies back through the other window onto the table? Hold on.
Ah, yes! Do it! Seriously. You throw the blade at the window, glass showering the cabin as your weapon flies out into the night.
But
I
both
suppose you'll
glass
just have
broke.
to deal with the princess without it.
Well, what would have happened if I chose this
We'll
window?
be fine, don't worry about it. What's the worst that could happen? The world ends. Been there, done that. I'm not so sure. This place is already messing with my head. It would be much better if we had a weapon. What's done is done. Good luck, hero.
I'm waiting for it to boomerang back around. But both the windows shattered.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a web of branching staircases all built from unidentifiable materials. Nothing here seems to belong, and the closer you examine your surroundings, the more confused you get, your head throbbing with the effort of making sense of this place. None of the stairs even seem to go anywhere, let alone down.
Oh my gosh, they're like tendrils. Like tree roots.
The air here has a sickening, almost sludge-like miasma to it, the kind of indiscernible quality that comes from the blending together of every scent there is at once. An odour that is simultaneously everything and yet the sum of it all coalescing into a thick, nauseating nothing. If the princess lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favour.
Stop.
Her voice, a disquieting collage of tone and personality, drags up the stairs.
Hello? Hi. What are you doing here? Are you here to kill?
No, thank you. Oh, don't be such a baby. I don't want to do this. Let's just turn around and leave. This feels wrong. This feels like a trap. Like whatever we do, we're gonna die. We don't even have a weapon.
It's because I threw it out the
But
window.
we already tried turning around and leaving, didn't we? And he threw up a wall. No way to go but forward. And whatever choice we make, whatever she is, we know one thing for sure. And what's that? That the fate of the world hinges on your success? There'll still be plenty of ways to ruin his day.
Take the harsh stairs to the left. Take the center staircase. Take the soft stairs to the right. I'm gonna take the left. I always take the left.
You step to the left. The path is cruel against your feet, the impact of each step sending pulsing vibrations up your legs, until there's nothing left in them to feel. The air around you grows cold the further you progress. At first a barely noticeable drop, quickly evolving into a numbing cold. Your toes feel like blocks of ice, your breaths puff out in clouds of condensed vapor. You shudder against it as you continue down the stairway, losing yourself in the bone-deep chill. You slowly lose sense of yourself the further you go.
Oh, no, this is all... The cabin, look, this isn't...
Time disappears.
Oh, my
You can
hand
feel
changed.
yourself begin to untether.
Everything seems a lot more mundane. Like, the staircase is just a staircase. Like, nothing seems as threatening as it was.
Physical sensations dull and then vanish.
Oh,
Until the
and
only
everything's
things
getting...
experienced are the endless repeating patterns and emotions of the journey. A
The art
continuous
is
march forward
devolving.
to a destination long forgotten. Consumption and betrayal, skepticism and blind devotion, rivalry and submission, terror and longing, pain and unfamiliarity. And at the heart of it all, an emotion that can only be described as...
Are you just going to stand there?
What?
What the hell was that? What happened to us? I feel so strange. Like I'm fundamentally different, but also still the same person I was at the top of the stairs. Oh well, that was a trip, but now it's over. Time to get back to our old devilish ways.
We just had a mind-altering experience. You know, no big deal. Whatever. I love the contrarian.
The princess, eyes bright but otherwise shrouded in darkness, watches you impatiently from the other side of the basement. Don't forget why you're here. And, why are we here again? In case you weren't listening, I'm afraid I lost myself on the way down. You're here to... He's just being an ass, we remember. Though I'm still not sure if we should trust you. Let's talk to her for a bit, try and get our bearings. She seems... normal.
I mean, more normal than that cabin, but look at the way that that window is shimmering behind her. I'm sorry, I didn't realize I was here. What's your name? What's your name?
You can address me as Your Royal Highness, or Her Majesty. Any honorific should do, really.
Oh,
You can call me Princess, if you'd like.
As the princess speaks again, it's almost as if she fractures, and where there was once just one of her, there is now another. We can do that?
we did the contrarian fracture from me.
I don't like this. It's those cabins all over again. Can we put her back?
Just put her back inside of her.
You said you'd been here before, right? What exactly happened last time? Does it matter? Yes, it matters. But I'm not going to waste any more time prying out details if you're going to be so irritating about it. It seems to me like you saw something you weren't supposed to have seen. If only you'd listened to whatever words of wisdom you were given in that other reality. But what's done is done, isn't it?
We didn't even get to the cabin in the other reality.
Whatever you saw last time, unsee it. Whatever thoughts weaseled their way into your head, unthink them. If it's not already too late. You have a job to do here, and you need to do it now. Oh, new plan. Let's see if we can make even more of her.
There's more of you now. It's almost like asking her question. Well, Oh, all these three are linked? I'm getting you out of here. Try and free her. I don't know what you are, but I can't trust you. I can't trust anything here. Regretfully, I think about that time we threw the blade out the window. Why, if I select this one, all three are highlighted. You're apparently a threat to this world. I was sent here to slay you. There's more of you now.
What's that supposed to mean? Are you trying to get under my skin?
I am a lizard person.
There must be something wrong with you. I'm the same as I was a moment ago.
She fractures again. I don't like where this is going. Neither do I, which is why you need to slay her now before things get more complicated than they already are. How would we even do that? Where would we start? We'd always start by retrieving the blade. The one he made us throw out the window. I wasn't the one who threw it. Oh, come on, you told us to. Don't try to pass the blame now that it's come back to bite us. Well, if I'd known we'd be dealing with this, maybe I wouldn't have been so hasty with my suggestions. I don't think we're going to be able to put her back.
Probably not.
Kinda hurts to think about it, doesn't it? It's like everything we say just multiplies her.
So we should stop saying things? I can't
It
stop
certainly
saying
looks that way,
things.
so please, for the love of everything, stop asking her questions and stop stalling. You're obviously just making things worse.
But see, all of these are one option still. I'm gonna keep asking her questions.
Maybe it's because I'm dangerous. But you know, right?
You have to know. You're the only other person I've ever seen, or at least the only one I can remember. Don't give me false hope. Please just end this already. One way or another, just do it.
They all have different eyes.
Okay, this was fun for a bit, but we can't even really interact with her, can we? What's the point of asking questions if all we're going to get is a million answers?
They're all holding their arms in a different way, too. It's like different personalities.
Can't even follow what's going on anymore. We need to get out of here. This whole place is making me itch.
Well, there's one more question, and there's one more spot.
What, like you need me to hold your hand and tell you everything's okay? You're not really cut out for this, are you? Why are you even here?
I'm kind of asking myself that same question.
I thought they would send something better to deal with me. If the stairs manage to chew you up,
I will devour you.
Ooh!
sometimes I feel like I'm being pulled apart too. It's so terrifying down here. But at least now you're not alone. And I'm not alone either. I don't remember what it was like before I was in this place. Why would I know what happened to you? We're probably stuck down here forever, aren't we? There's no way out, and barely a way in.
Does it matter where I click on this? Oh my god. This one, the one that appeared last, it looks like her headpiece or crown or what have you, it looks fractured. Everyone else seems to have theirs intact. The way she's holding her hands, it looks like she's about to hit me with a jutsu. Kinda like that one.
Wait, that's not right.
Yeah, exactly!
Go on. You take a step forward. Your foot lands, but it lands different. You experience a firm footfall, a gentle tread, a confident stride.
They shifted
You
slightly.
can feel yourself rupture. The room spins, your perception multiplying in a sickening kaleidoscope as your very self is pulled in incomprehensibly many
Kaleidoscope.
directions.
That's what it looks like.
You find the blade suddenly in your hands. All at once you use it to strike at her bindings as you remain upstairs and slay her and leave her to languish alone.
It's like you've done multiple things at once. You find the blade suddenly in your hands. All at once, you use it to strike at her bindings as you remain upstairs and slay her and leave her to lay. It's even... The dialogue is fracturing. It's like multiple things are happening at once.
Is this what the end of the world looks like? What an unbearable mess. But this... We can't... Do you not have anything witty to say? I could use a good bit of wit right now.
Are they melding back together?
No, I don't, because this isn't fun. How are we supposed to have fun if everything is happening at the same time? It's the same as nothing happening, and nothing is excruciating.
Oh, we have blood on our blade. There's blood. Hold on. I can touch it. Boop. My mind box allows it.
Luckily for all, nothing and everything doesn't go on forever. The world and the princess collapse in on themselves before it all
Oh, did the world end?
falls apart.
But there's a knife in her.
I think he's gone. We were never going to salvage this, were we?
What happened to us? What are we? There are parts of us that are dead, and others they just don't fit. They just don't fit. We can feel them moving around in spaces they don't belong. It's all so uncomfortable. Did you do this? Did we do this? Can you pull us back apart? Can you fix us?
The jewels on the crown are all connected like one piece, but that's about the only thing that looks almost like... Well, see, and look, it just... They look like vines. And her veins look like tree roots.
We should help her. I think we did this. How surprisingly sincere. I didn't actually think our actions had consequences. It's a little late for regret, isn't it?
Who knew there were consequences?
Please.
Well, how do we pull them apart? Maybe we can keep asking them questions. That's how she fractured in the first place. It's going to be okay. I don't think you're supposed to be fixed. No. You just destroyed everything. I'm not going to fix you. It's going to be okay. But you don't know if she had the chance to hear your reply. She's gone. Replaced with something. It's the mirror's
She's
back.
gone. Where did she go? Should we try and find her? And there's that mirror again. Why is it here? Why now?
I don't know where she went, and I don't know how we'd even go about looking for her. The narrator is gone. I think I'm supposed to look at the mirror. Well, the narrator's gone because presumably the world ended?
There's something dreadful about it.
We should
I
look
don't
at
think
the
you
mirror.
should. No, don't do that.
Okay, well, the Contrarian has lost their nerve. Okay, the narrator's
Yes.
gone.
Does that mean the world ended? What are we supposed to do now? You're right. She's gone. It's just us and that awful thing.
The mirror. I want
What
the
the hell
mirror.
are we supposed to do? I'm begging you, don't do this.
Are they talking to me now? The mirror never
It's
scared you
different now.
before.
It feels
They're talking to me now.
final.
You approach the mirror. Gaze into your reflection. Silence as you reach forward. They're gone, but the mirror remains. It's time for you to see what's in it. It's you. You are alone in a place that is empty. It is quiet here. Proceed to the cabin. You are at the cabin. I can see it's the shapes are here, like the shape of the hill, the shape of the trees, but oh. Approach her.
Something finds me in the long quiet and brings me the gift of a fragile vessel.
What are you? The gift of a fragile... I mean, us? Are you the I'm gonna ask her, attack the entity, destroy your body? I'm gonna ask her if she knows the narrator.
You are the only thing I have ever known. The space we're in is vacant. Nothing comes here but us.
What are you?
I am solitary lights in an empty city. What are you?
What do you think I am?
I think that you are like me. We are oceans, reduced to shallow creeks.
The gifts of a fragile vessel? I can only assume that that is linked to destroy your body. What happens now?
Nothing, as we are. But I know that there are worlds beyond us, and that we are meant to reach them. There is no exit, but this vessel is a creature of perception. She can make you forget, if only you believe her to be able to. Bring me more perspectives, so that I may be whole, and perhaps then we will know our freedom.
More perspectives. Is this a game that I'm gonna have to replay over and over? Or are we gonna get sent back to the same scenario to make different choices? But the world isn't gonna look the same when we do that. So are we trying to put together the fractured worlds? I mean, why worry about the world being destroyed if it's already so fractured and... How much will I forget?
Everything, until we meet again.
Make me forget.
She asks that I tell you to remember her. You won't.
Everything goes dark and you die.
You're
Chapter-
on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
You can skip previously seen dialogue by hitting tab on your keyboard or R1 on your controller. The end of the world? What are you talking about?
Does it? Are you a monarchist? Is slaying a princess that much worse than slaying a fisherman or
No,
a
but those
miller
are
or a
bad things
seamstress?
too.
If anything, slaying a princess is much better than slaying a seamstress. Seamstresses contribute something of value to society.
Okay, you got me there. Can't someone else do
Unfortunately,
this?
you're the only one who can pull this off. I don't make the rules. I wish I did, but I don't.
This is making my eyeball twitch. Silently continue to the cabin.
You make your way up the short path to the cabin. You'll find the princess within.
A lot less to fight this time around. Where's my contrarian?
Before you go any further. She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her
So
power
I
to stop you
remember,
from
but the
slaying
hero
her.
doesn't.
Don't believe a word she says. We're not going to go through with this, right? She's a princess. We're supposed to save princesses, not slay them.
Because you're a hero.
Ignore him. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
He's talking to me now!
The interior of the cabin is almost entirely bare. The air is stale and musty, and the floor and walls are painted in a fine layer of dust. The only furniture of note is a plain wooden table. Perched on that table is a pristine blade. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
Enter. Well, take the blade.
You take the blade from the table. It'd be rather difficult to
The
slay the
contrarian's
princess and
gone.
save the world without it.
It's probably because I wasn't being such a jackass at the beginning. I'm holding
The
it
door to the basement creaks
the regular
open,
way.
revealing a staircase faintly illuminated by an unseen light in the room below. This is an oppressive place. The air feels heavy and damp, a hint of rot filtering from the ancient wood. If the princess really lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor.
Why is it so obscenely
Her
normal
voice
now?
carries up the stairs.
Who's there?
She sounds dangerous. It's almost as if she's the one in charge down here.
I mean, she's the
Don't let it fool
princess.
you. It's all part of the manipulation.
Hi! Just checking in on you. I think I'm here to kill you. Hi!
Don't be a stranger. It's been so long since I've had any visitors. Come on down.
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement.
What about the other... What about the other chain?
She's so coldly beautiful. Is she really
Her
a threat
eyes are
to
different.
the world?
Focus on the task at hand.
And there you are. Are you here to kill me or something?
Why would you even think that? Okay, you got me. I haven't decided
How
yet.
about you drop the knife and the two of us just talk?
Look how reasonable she's being. We should just drop the blade and talk things out. Don't you dare. It's fine. We can decide what we want to do after we talk to her. Maybe she really is a monster, but killing someone in cold blood isn't very becoming of us.
Tighten your grip. Drop it. Can we just talk to her with the blade in our hands? Drop it.
The blade tumbles out of your trembling hands and drops to the floor with an unceremonious clang.
Thank you.
The narrator is done with our shenanigans.
Against your better judgment, you step forward to speak with the princess face to face, unarmed.
It's like her eyes are just all the different eyes combined.
We'll
They're
be
just
fine.
so large and conflicting.
I don't know what you're hoping to accomplish here, but I can assure you there's no reasoning with her. Just make sure you don't forget about the blade on the floor. You're going to need it.
Not so sure about that.
So here we are. What an awkward start to a relationship.
Why? That expression on her face. It's pretty awkward. A relationship? Are you coming on to me? How would I get you out of here? I'm here because you're supposed to end the world. There's people out there who think you're going to end the world. What do you have to say about that?
Don't just tell her that.
Is that why they threw me down here? But I don't want to hurt anyone. I like the world, I think. I don't remember much about it, to be honest. I've been down here a long time.
How long?
Just how long has she been down here?
If I'm supposed to be capable of ending the world, then how did I wind up here, chained to a wall? Have they told you why I'm allegedly so dangerous?
Deflect. What are you gonna do if I let you out of here? No, and if
Sooner
I'm being
or later,
honest...
you'll understand that I have your best interests at heart. Hopefully sooner.
How sweet. Now be a pal and help me get out of here, would you? We could figure out how to deal with them after I'm free.
Actually, it changed my mind. I don't trust you. I still have a few more questions before I decide what to do. No, let's go for it.
You walk up to the chains binding the princess to the wall and give them a tug. They're large and heavy, far too solid for you to even imagine trying to break them apart.
Narrators don't even try.
I'm guessing you don't have the key.
I don't. I have a blade.
Maybe it's somewhere upstairs. Doubtful. Whoever locked the princess away down here intended for her to never see the light of day. They wouldn't have just left the key to her chains somewhere in the cabin.
Well, everything is not as it seems right now, narrator, so just maybe. Let's go back upstairs.
I'll be here.
You attempt to make your way out of the basement, but the door at the top of the stairs slams shut. You hear the click of a lock sliding into place.
Okay.
Is someone else here?
Hey, let me out of here. Try the door.
You try the door, but it's locked from the outside.
Well,
You're here to slay the princess, and you won't leave until the task is done.
okay. I'm gonna shout.
Your shouts and pleas are met with silence.
Okay.
I'll repeat myself once again. You're here to slay the princess, and you won't leave until the task is done.
Jack, I'm slaying a princess.
You make your way back to the bottom of the stairs. This would have been so much easier if you'd simply slain her like you were supposed to.
Listen, sir.
Easier for whom?
Yeah, exactly.
Easier for everyone.
I heard the door slam. They locked you down here too, didn't they?
Bet they did.
The knife. Pick it up and cut me out of here.
You want me to cut your arm off, Saw style?
You won't like what happens if you do that.
Save the princess. Slay the princess. Save the princess.
Against your better judgment, you place the blade against the princess's arm, just above the massive, unyielding chain.
Oh, gnarly, it is Saw
You
style!
cut into her flesh.
Where's Jigsaw?
The blade is sharp and you make quick work of it. Before long, you're able to crack through bone, and she pulls the bleeding stub of her arm through the iron gauntlet. She didn't so much as utter a sound. Free from her bindings, the princess turns to face you, her fierce gaze meeting your eye.
Oh, she's gonna eat me.
How is she so composed after losing an arm? It's like she isn't even bothered by it.
She's got like 10 more in that other world.
Thank you. Now let's get out of here.
Approach the locked door.
No, we won't have any of that. The stakes are too high. You can't just let her escape into the world. No, I just can't let her escape into the world. As the princess approaches the bottom stair, your body steps forward and raises the blade.
The narrator step. Oh my god!
Wait, this isn't fair. You can't just do that. Watch me.
There's a warn her.
Stop that.
I thought this was a little too easy.
Your body lunges forward to sink the blade into her back, but the princess swiftly moves out of the way before you can connect. Stop it! Stop resisting me! I am trying to get you out of here alive.
Resist?
The blade. Move the blade.
You're doing your best to help me, aren't you? I can see the conflict in your eyes. I'll make this quick.
She steps forward and pries the blade from your rigid hands.
Maybe I'll see you in another life.
And then she slits your throat with an almost clinical ease. Her face remains unchanged as she watches you collapse to the ground, blood flowing from your butchered neck.
This is the end, isn't it?
I'm afraid it is. Everything goes dark, and you die. I hope it was worth it.
It moved on to chapter 2? Again?
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin
If I
is
press
a
tab,
princess.
it'll skip things that I've heard, right?
You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Okay. No. Oh, you bastard.
My tricks? What on earth are you talking about? We've just met for the first time. Don't forget what he did to us the last time around.
The skeptic! We got a new voice!
There's got to be a way out of here, for us and for the princess. We just have to keep trying. I'm inclined to agree. If he doesn't remember what happened last time, maybe it's best to keep it that way.
Oh my gosh.
You know I can hear you two, right? It's going to be a lot harder than you think to keep secrets from me. And as far as trying to help her goes, need I remind you how catastrophically dangerous she is to the world at large? I told you about the stakes of this situation less than a minute ago.
Yeah, but I don't care. Let's assume I'm telling the truth and all of this really did already happen. Why should I listen to you? Why should I bother doing anything?
Those are two very different questions, but fine, I'll indulge you if that's what it takes to get you moving. Let's say for a moment that this really is the second time you've met me, or at least a version of me. You died last time, which probably only happened because you didn't listen to me.
I don't know if I'm ever gonna listen to you, buddy.
The absolute irony. Well, that's one way to put it, I guess. You really don't remember what happened last time, do you? You practically forced the princess to kill us. That doesn't sound like the sort of thing I'd do, which is honestly all the more reason for you to not buy into whatever self-delusions the three of you are crafting.
Me too?
But this is a thought experiment, so I suppose I'll continue to give you the benefit of the doubt. If I did practically force the princess to kill you, it was probably for a good reason. Did you try and free her? Did you say something really mean to me? Because if I really did what you said I did, you probably deserved it. I'm a professional, after all. Sure you are. Anyway, I believe your second question was, what's the point of doing anything? If you're asking that, it sounds to me like you're making the rather dangerous assumption that your actions last time around didn't have any consequences. What do you mean? Of course there weren't any consequences. You forced the princess to kill us and now everyone's right back where they started. That sounds pretty consequence-free to me. Yes, but in this purely hypothetical scenario, that begs the question of how you got back here. Did time simply rewind itself, or were you instead transported to a different world entirely?
But... okay.
If it's the latter, what do you think happened after you died?
The world might have ended.
Do you think the people there lived happily ever after? Or do you think that the princess, left unhindered, brought about the end to everyone and everything, just like I told you she would?
But why would she want to
What
do
a
that?
conveniently ambiguous group of things for her to ruin. For all we know, the princess left the cabin and never saw another soul.
I like the voice of the skeptic. It reminds me of like a Carl Urban character, and now that's my headcanon. I'm just wandering around the forest with Carl Urban right now.
How I wish that were the case, but if the princess weren't a certain, inevitable threat to the world, the four of us wouldn't be here.
The four of us?
Yet, here we are.
Wait, you said 3 earlier.
You're talking in circles.
Oh! No, 4 is correct, because there's me, the skeptic, the narrator, and the hero. Okay. When did he say 3? Oh my god, my brain's already melting. I don't remember how long ago or in what lifetime he said 3
I
of
won't.
us. Oh, no, I'm talking in facts. Let's talk about this princess.
Just be quick about it.
The only reason she even was able to kill me last time was because I let her, and all she did was slit my throat. How is she supposed to end the world?
She just can. Believe me, I wish I could tell you more, but you'll just have to trust that what I'm saying is true, and that, despite it all, you're fully up to the task that's been given to you. You haven't given us an ounce of proof. You do know that, right?
Yeah, Carl
What
Urban.
proof could you possibly ask for? Literally anything. Fine. Check your pockets.
Check our
You
pockets.
put your hands in your pockets and pull out an envelope with the words, "The Evidence," written across the front.
Oh my god, this narrator is tricky.
Within, you find a note in your handwriting. It reads, "The princess will end the world if you don't
This
stop
narrator
her.
is manipulating me
This is
just
an
as much as
immutable
that
truth."
princess is.
That doesn't prove anything. How do we know you didn't just forge our handwriting? I wish I could tell you more, but there are some rules I have to follow for all our sakes. Please just trust that these rules are in place for a reason. I'm on your side. You mean you're on our side as long as we do what you tell us to?
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. Because you not doing what I tell you to do means you're putting the world at risk. I think we've got everything out of him we're gonna get.
Let's ask one more
People
question.
locked her in that basement, and I told you what this place is. It's a path in the woods. Don't overcomplicate things.
If people locked her away, why couldn't they slay her? Why is this falling on me?
Look, I'm not supposed to say this, but it's because you're special. You're the only person capable of doing this. Call it a prophecy, if that helps, but it's just the way things are. Oh, I didn't know we were special.
Don't let him manipulate you.
Of course you're special. Why else would you be here? Yes.
I paid for that
right.
privilege.
We're here because we're special. Look,
That's right,
you're annoyed
skeptic.
that you're here. I get it. I'm also annoyed that I'm here. But we're all in this together, and we're dealing with a bit of a ticking clock right now, so please just get to the cabin.
Do I want to push him? I'm gonna push
I've
him.
told you everything you need to know. Going into more detail would just overcomplicate an otherwise very simple situation and make your job more difficult. Not to sound like a broken record, but the less you know about her, the better things will go for all of us. I know it sounds like I'm hiding something, but you're just going to have to trust me here.
We've been... fine.
Right, now, if you don't mind, the whole world is waiting with bated breath for you to save it from ruin.
Turn around and leave. That's just gonna... Well, maybe we can get another free cabin. Why is this choice so much harder than it was the first time? What?
I'm not so sure running away is the best idea. We're not the only person stuck here. What about her? Seriously? You're just going to turn around and leave? Do you even know where you're going?
No idea. Okay, fine. You're persistent. I'll go to the cabin and I'll slay the princess. Huh. These are like the first dialogue choices. Okay. Quietly continue down the path.
I suppose you just quietly continue down the path away from the cabin.
Oh no, I meant to go towards the cabin. That's okay.
That's strange. It looks like this path also leads to the cabin. How convenient. Everything's back on track again. Maybe the world can still be saved after all.
Okay. Go into the cabin.
That's great to hear. As long as you bring that fiery attitude to princess slaying, I think this will all resolve splendidly.
Don't you patronize me.
Going back to the cabin is the only way we can get to the bottom of things.
I agree. I kind of agree.
The interior of the cabin is less a cozy woodland retreat and more like a dungeon. A few pathetic wisps of starlight attempt to illuminate the cold, uninviting stone walls, and thick, wrought iron bars barricade the windows, reminding anyone who enters that this is a prison.
This is one of the cabins that we saw.
The only furniture of note is an iron table, bolted to the floor, a pristine blade perched on its edge. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
You didn't say anything. Yeah, the mirror on the wall. Just approach the mirror. Don't ask
Walk up to the wall
questions.
next to the basement door. It's a wall. There isn't much to see here. What are you talking about? This isn't a wall. It's a mirror. Or at least it'll be a mirror once we wipe off that layer of grime.
This deja vu is killing me.
You reach forward and rub your hand against the cabin wall. I hope you know how ridiculous you look right now.
I mean, I'm a lizard person. I'm gonna look ridiculous either way.
There was a mirror a second ago. And now it's gone. If he doesn't want us to know about it, it must be important. We should keep our eyes peeled.
Yeah, that's right, skeptic. The mirror wasn't there the last time, though. This whole cabin is different than
Very
last
different.
time.
Yes, but why? Did he change it? Or did it change all on its own? Maybe it's a different cabin entirely.
I don't know, Carl Urban. You weren't there the first time when the cabin was all the cabins at
Now,
once.
isn't that a novel thought? Maybe you haven't actually been here before. I hope this means you'll finally drop your ridiculous past life nonsense. You haven't died, and you certainly haven't been killed by the princess. So focus up. Don't get distracted by minor details.
Take the blade. Enter the bait. Well, she used the blade to kill us last time. Let's
I'm
go
afraid
without
I'm
the
going to
blade.
insist we take the blade. We're in a dangerous situation, and I'm not letting us go down there without a weapon.
Oh, skeptic.
Are you sure? She killed us with it last time. What if she turns it against us again?
Yes, I'm sure, and I've already got a plan for that.
Okay.
Still with those past life delusions, are we? I hope part of that plan is don't give the world any monstrosity your only weapon, because unless you've decided to arm the princess, I don't think you need to worry about her having a weapon.
Well, the problem was disarming her last time. Oh, I'm sorry.
Peachy, we'll be fine.
All right, Peachy.
Okay. I'm trusting you.
Hey, I don't get a say here. All right. I'll trust you, Carl
You
Urban.
take the blade from the table. It will be difficult to slay the princess and save the world without a weapon.
Thanks. I mean it.
You're welcome.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing an old stone staircase. A few sputtering torches attempt to vaguely illuminate your path, dancing across glimmering patches of slimy moss on the stone steps. If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favor.
I love how the dialogue changes, but it doesn't. Like, the descriptive text changes, but at the end of the day, it's the same statement. Slaying her would probably be doing her a favor in this dank, nasty place, but it's a different dank, nasty place each
Her
time.
voice, harsh but controlled, carries up the stairs.
Is it going to be one of her other voices?
Is that a visitor I hear? Please, come downstairs. It's been a while since I've had company.
I can't tell.
Does she remember us? You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. She looks up at you, the heavy collar around her neck clanking loudly as she moves, the chains binding both her wrists to the far wall, joining the metallic chorus as she adjusts her hands in her lap. So much for cutting her out of here.
Do you hear yourself right now? Cutting her out of here never should have been on the table.
Have you noticed the empty chain on the wall?
Yeah.
Odd that in a place where everything seems to serve a distinct purpose, there would be something so obviously useless.
Well, there is an empty chain on the wall last time, too. I assumed that it was for her other arm because she had one arm cuffed and the other arm was uncuffed. But yeah, this time
That was there last time too, wasn't it?
it was.
It was.
What an interesting development. Why don't you have a seat? The two of us should chat before you bury that thing in my heart.
The narrator acknowledges all of us, and the princess is just acknowledging too. So who is she talking to? The hero? Or me? The narrator? I'm not sure I need to do much of anything. Do you see how locked up she is? I'm just going to leave her here. Sit with her.
You step towards the princess, but she stops you before you get too close, holding up one shackled hand.
Her eyes
There's
are different
fine.
again.
I'd prefer we keep some distance until we've sorted this out.
Interesting.
That's reasonable. We do have a weapon. Might as well put her at ease.
Sit where we were told
You
to
do as she
sit.
asks and sit on the floor, still a good distance away from her.
Thank you. Now, what are your intentions for me?
My intentions? What do you mean? I've been here before. Am I the only one who remembers that? What happened after I died last time? That other chain on the wall, who is it for? That other chain on the wall, who is it
I
for?
don't know, but you could always try it on. Maybe it'll fit.
I hope I don't actually have to say this, but please don't lock yourself in chains. We need you ambulatory if you're going to save the world.
I want to
I
inspect the
wouldn't do
shackle.
that if I were you. And why is that? Do I even need to explain myself? It's a shackle and it's one without a key. Do you want to be
I
stuck
didn't say I
in
was
like
going to put it
sheets?
on. I just wanted to touch it a little bit.
What? Is it going to lock the second we put our wrist into it?
I don't know. Maybe it will.
He doesn't want us to look at it. That's all the reason we need to investigate.
But what if he's telling the truth?
He isn't.
I am.
Inspect it. I trust you,
Against
Carl
your better
Urban.
judgment, you approach the chain dangling from the far wall. The princess watches you with faux disinterest as you inspect it, though she can't fully hide her curiosity. I don't want to say what I'm supposed to say next. What is that supposed to mean? It sounds bad. Is it bad? Yes, it's bad.
Come out and say it then. You're just wasting time.
Fine. As you hoist the shackle, its heft shifts within your grasp, as if pulled by some odd magnetism. Before you can so much as blink, it practically leaps from your hands, snapping around your neck.
I'm the
And,
princess
as
now,
if your
dog.
situation weren't bad enough, the same magnetism repels your blade, which is flung from your hand and sent skittering across the floor of the basement.
Excuse me?
Yes? Are we stuck here now? Yes.
Huh, so it does fit. And I guess it doesn't like your knife. We're stuck here together, aren't we? That's funny.
What are we supposed to do now?
Can't even cut ourselves out. Guess we'll starve.
We can eat the
That's
princess.
It's not all bad. We learned a valuable piece of information.
That's very true.
Not to touch things we're specifically told not to touch.
No, that there's something special about this loose chain. It's clearly important.
So we're both stuck here. Did you know this was going to happen to me?
No.
She was looking with curiosity. What should we do?
Wait, I guess. Maybe something else will happen. Maybe not.
Not one for small talk, are
Nope.
That's rude.
you? So we're both stuck here. Yep. She didn't answer.
You and the princess wait in silence, though neither of you knows what you're waiting for. But you're waiting for something. You're waiting for anything.
This is so boring.
There must be something we can do to get out of here. There must be something we're missing. But there isn't.
I mean, her chains have some slack. I feel like she could reach out and grab the knife.
Time passes. It passes and passes and passes. And the basement of the cabin remains much the same. It is cold and silent.
At least the world is safe.
It isn't. You're stuck. Too far away from both the princess and your blade to do much of anything.
But she's stuck too.
She's not ending anything. She's just sitting there.
Her very existence is a threat. It harms everything around it. How exactly does that work? It just does. But
Your line of questioning is interrupted by the passage of even more time. And after that, even more time passes again.
and let me guess, the cabin remains the same. If time is passing, the cabin can't be the same. Even if the differences are small, they have to exist.
I
That's
love
just
the
how things
skeptic.
work.
I mean, yeah, the area around
Suppose
us
you're
has to
correct.
age.
Things are changing. The differences are small at first, a bit of weathering here, a bit of erosion there, but then they get larger and larger.
Hey, have you noticed the basement
I
changing?
don't like small talk, remember?
Okay.
Still rude.
I
You
see.
continue to wait in silence, and the cabin continues to change. The decay comes faster now. You can see earth through holes in the stonework, can watch lichen spread along the seams of the walls.
I can see the tree roots.
That doesn't make sense. Has our entire concept of time changed? What happened to starving? We should have died by now if the rocks around us are starting to erode.
She hasn't starved.
I guess she hasn't. Even more silent time passes as you watch roots push themselves through the increasingly porous walls of the basement. Dirt seeps inside, flowing across the stone floor like a liquid, covering the ground and threatening to swallow you both. Time continues to pass, and pass, and pass, until suddenly there are no walls. And then...
She looks tired.
And?
I think he's gone.
Would you look at that? We made it out of the cabin, and nothing bad had to happen to either of us.
Did the world end?
So this is the outside world. It's cold.
But you do not get a chance to respond, nor will you ever. It's time to leave. Memory returns.
She's gone. Where did she go? Should we try and find her? And there's that mirror again. Why is it here? Why now?
Of course you're scared. This is the end for you, but it's not the end for me. It's going to be okay. Just trust me. We've been here before, and you always get scared.
It feels so bad. Like looking into it right now is going to be the end of everything.
You're right. Part of me wants the truth, but something stronger is holding me back. Fear.
I'll see you on the other side. It's going to be okay.
Okay. If you say so. I'll trust you.
Feels too good to be true.
Approach the mirror. You approach the mirror. Gaze into your reflection. Silence as you reach forward. They're gone once again. The mirror always makes them leave, but you need to see what's in it. You've grown. You find yourself in the long quiet once again. Proceed to the cabin. You are at the cabin. Approach her.
Flickering
She's
lights and empty cityscapes become pockets of vitality and movement. I am more than I was before. Whenever you are ready, I will wipe your slate clean once again.
Are you the same being? Are you the same being as you were before? How much have you changed? What does it feel like to change like this? When this is all done, do you know what you want to do? You know, at the end of this, once you're finished, I'm going to kill you, right? When I go back, it's as if an invisible wall closes around me. Why can I not do the same things I've done before? You have been kinder to me than anyone else I've met. Thank you. Do you have any thoughts on this vessel? What does it feel like to change like this?
Eyes close in reflection. Perspectives meld together, and the breadth of my experience stretches to new corners. There are contradictions, conflicts in my nature, and there are familiarities that bind everything together. It feels correct. This is what I need to be. This is the only path forward.
Everything you say feels like a riddle. When this is all done, do you know what you want to do?
With every gift you bring me, I excavate the alleys of what I am meant to be, and every exploration yields new and complicated truths. What I will be is different than what I am, and what I am is different from what I was. I cannot tell you what desires I will hold when I have changed. But in this moment, all I want is to know myself and to know you.
You have been kinder to me than anyone else I've met. Thank you.
Why wouldn't I be kind to you? You are the only thing I know that isn't me.
Why wouldn't you be kind to yourself? I don't want to hurt you, but the more times I go back, the worse I fear things will be.
The vessels are shaped by memories of you, but their impulses are drawn to the edge of the long quiet. To them, you are a gate to something more, and any hurt you've caused them is understood as a fair price for freedom. But they are only thoughts and perspectives. They are not me. The wounds they've suffered carve texture around my heart. Without them, I would be as I was before. I would be alone and without sensation. I could not feel the joy of having you by my side, for I would not know your absence.
Almost muted my mic. What do you want me to bring you next time?
Gifts aren't what someone tells you to bring them. My joy is in seeing what you choose. There are no wrong answers, and every perspective illuminates
love
my
this
shadows and shares new secrets.
Oh, I love it so much. So you don't have any preferences on how you'd like to change or grow? That's a new one. Destroy your body. I'm ready to go back.
I will long for your return, but it will give me time to reflect on what I am. We will meet again.
Everything goes dark and you die. The Hero and the Princess, Chapter
You're
1.
on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
Oh my gosh! Okay! We're gonna cut it off here. Not our arms. Just the gameplay. We're gonna cut it off here. Oh, this is... I don't even know what to say!